Me, I am paraplegic. I can barely use my legs. I can stand on them. But I have no balance, so I walk with Canadian crutches. That is the way I move everywhere on the farm, and especially with my quad. When I made my DVS at the Agricultural College of Nicollet, the director gives me a leaflet on a CMO, and it is how we managed to get in touch with Sphere Quebec, and we're able to begin adapting my work environment.
Nicolas is a young man who has been raised on a farm and always has worked on a farm. After his accident, he continued to have activities on the farm. What stood out were two things: very big motivation and a capacity for finding means to compensate for his lack of mobility.
Nicolas' project as such allows him to work on a bovine husbandry farm in spite of his limitations. The big steps of action in this case were in the first place to receive a call. Do you think it would be possible for Sphere Quebec to bring help in this case? Obviously, we said yes.
Contacts with Sphere Quebec are mainly for estimating what we need in terms of help from the rehabilitation center and the occupational therapists. In order to build a case, get quotes, and present them to Sphere Quebec. It is simple, effective, and the focus is on the people's needs.
It's very easy to work with Sphere Quebec because we are well supervised from the start. They guide us well with the needs of our employee. In other words, we prioritize what has to be done in order to improve his efficiency. At the paperwork level, we don't have many forms. We review together what must be done, we sign, and the supervision is very good. For the greater part, the agricultural machinery was adapted for Nicolas' work. Nicolas gained a lot of efficiency and time, which is good.
Among the things that Sphere Quebec allowed it to be adapted, they are the barriers to go to pastures, the remote control for the spreading of pig manure. There is my lift, which helps me get on or get off my tractor. It is one screw without brake with an electric engine of the top, used for rising and coming down. Then I press on a button on the edge of the cabin, inside the tractor. And those are all things that help me do my work, like a pro.
Well, I cannot do everything here in the first place, and instead of coming down to do manual work and then later work on the machinery, he stays on the machinery and I do the rest. We fully complete each other and are very effective together. A project like this one allows the employers to see that it is possible to integrate a person with disabilities, and then this person becomes productive and competitive.
In the Ranch Mackenzie project, we paid to adapt equipment. We also contributed on the wage level. There was also a partner in this case called Emploi Québec who contributed to the purchase of a cage for keeping back the animals. In essence, we team up to better help the person. What we can learn from this project, or what it tells us, what it sets as an example, is that nothing is impossible. There are lots of possibilities that we would not have thought of in order to give access to employment to people who have limitations. Everything is possible. There is nothing impossible in life.